So in the last two videos, we've talked about how to parameterize lines, line segments, circles, and ellipses. In this video, we'll talk about how to parameterize other curves. So if the curve is not, let's switch that to red, is not a line or ellipse, and within these I also am including line segment, and a circle is actually a special type of an ellipse. So when I say ellipse, I'm also including circles. So if our curve is not one of those, usually we can set one variable equal to t, and then get the others, usually by doing some quick algebra. So let's look at an example. Let's say I want to parameterize the curve y equals e to the x with a domain that x is in between -1 and 2 inclusive, so it can be both of those endpoints. Okay, so we are looking at just a tiny part of the graph of e to the x, where x is greater than or equal to -1 and less than or equal to 2. So following the idea up here, we're going to let one of the variables, either x or y, be t. Let's just pick x. Okay, and then if we do that, if we plug that in to get y, y would be e to the t. And I need to say what my domain is. So if x is t, and I know what x is in between, that means t better be in between -1 and 2. And that right there is actually our parameterization. Okay, so this was a simpler example. One of the reasons why this worked so nicely is this works well when y is a function of x. So y equals e to the x, that's a function that we're used to seeing. All right, what I mean by that is that's just a regular old function. And when we have a regular old function, when y is a function of x, this method where you set one of the variables equal to t and then you obtain the other variables by just plugging in typically works really well. All right, so in terms of our goals for this section, we have done our final goal, which is how to determine a parameterization for other curves, things that are not linear and not ellipses.